Hello everyone and welcome to the official unboxing of Borderlands, Mr. Torgue's Arena of Badassery, brought to you by Monster Fight Club and Gearbox. You can see right off the bat here, the box art looks fantastic. It's got the 4 playable characters that you have. It's got Amara, got Salvador, got Mordecai, and of course Mose, and they're putting the work in here right away and giving you that feel, that same artwork and color shading that you notice from the video games. We've translated it all into our board game. We wanted to make sure every cool thing you could do in the video game, you could do in the board game, and we did not miss a beat. Reviews and people were playing have been loving it, but you guys wanted to see what's inside the box, and that's exactly what we're here to do there. So just like opening a vault, let's cut this thing open and see what we have inside there for you. So just taking the lid off right away, and I will tell you right off the bat, I did punch all of the tokens already. I was excited myself here, so I wanted to take a look and see what was inside, but we will go back over and I'll make sure I show it all here for you. So first you see is our loot bag here for you with of course Claptrap on it. The loot bag is great because every time you defeat a villain, a loot token will pop out of this bag and go onto the board. But again, we'll cover that all in a bit. Let's see what else we got. Then you got in our rule book here. Just like the cover art, it looks fantastic there for you. Nice, vibrant colors, easy to follow rules and everything for you. It just looks terrific. It's easy to figure out what you're doing and get some clarity on whatever you may be trying to do. Tells you what all the tokens are, gives you a breakdown of how to use melee weapons or grenades or ranged weapons, how to do wounds and upgrade your skills. Because this game is not only a one-off playable game where you can do any one scenario you want, you can chain them all together and actually play into a full campaign where your characters will level up. Again, all stuff we'll go over. But the enemy turn here is one thing you have, again, because the game is completely cooperative, where you are playing with the 4 characters against a game-controlled set of villains and objectives and everything. So again, this rule book tells you everything you need to know to get in there, start playing, all the extra things you may need, some keywords and effects, a nice little glossary to look through, some extra bonus missions that you may find during the game. We'll cover that all in a second. And then, of course, at the end, a nice little rules reference there for you guys to have. So it's just nice to have. Leave that next to your game space. Again, if you have any questions on how to do basic actions, or what are the enemy orders, or the special elements that you can do with your special attacks, all right there for you. Next, we have our scenarios pack. Now, this lets you it tells you how to do everything in the game that you're playing. So this will break down. It's got a dozen scenarios for you. It tells you everything you need to know. So this setup here, this is our scenario 2, the divide and slaughter. It tells you how to place the tiles on the board, where to put all the villains, where to put the objectives, where the starting zone is, and of course it tells you how to win the game and what you're trying to do, and then what happens after the scenario. So like I said, you could just play one of these if you have a short game session, just get 1, maybe 2 sessions in, or you can sit down and play a full campaign mode where this game will get progressively harder and harder there for you. So it tells you all the characters that you need, tells you all the tiles that you need. We'll show you all in a bit, but you can see there is a ton of content in this scenario book for you. There's a ton of different setups there for you guys. You're going to be able to play this again and again using different characters, using different weapons and gear, and ultimately trying to just enjoy Borderlands as much as possible. Back of the book has a nice reference sheet, helps out with the loot tokens that you may have, what the different barrels are, vending machines. It's nice to have. Again, put that combined with the rules reference there for you, and again, you're ready to go, and this is pretty easy to play. Next, we have our just Monster Fight Club insert there, showing our combat zone for you. Nice little upgrade. We did an unboxing on that a short while ago. If you want to check that out, go to our YouTube page. But again, this is very, very similar to what you're seeing in Borderlands. You'll be able to see the same mechanics in combat zone and vice versa there for you. So we'll just put that right to the side, and you can see we are getting into the bread and butter, the nitty gritty, all that good vault hunting stuff that you wanted to see right here for you, right into the box. Now, before I even take off the plastic, let's take a look, see what we have. Actually, I'll take the plastic off to get rid of the glare. And you can see these miniatures look fantastic. So let's take a look at the heroes that we have right off the bat there for you. So we have the heroes down here in gray. I'll bring this up a little close, see if you can get a better view of it. That is Amara. You can see the models have a ton of detail. They've got very awesome poses. Let me see. Therefore, just reminiscent of the characters that you get in the game. I mean, that's Mose. She's my favorite character here. You have Mordecai, the long-range sniper, who is just, can do some serious damage at long range. And of course, you have Salvador, the gunzerker, who is just awesome to have in a firefight, wheeling 2 guns there for you. Now, a lot of people ask what's the size comparison for him. It's pretty good for a board game. But you can see it's a ton of detail here, but I'll hold him up next to one of our Cyberpunk Red Combat Zone miniatures. And you can see the size is a bit different, but the detail does not drop down there for you. You're still getting a ton of detail on the characters. You can see their gun belts. You can see their gear cards, armor plates, and things like that. So you're getting a lot of high quality miniatures. Throw it up against a Space Marine there for you. Again, this is supposed to be his genetic superhero dude, but again, for a board game, these are top-notch models there for you. You're getting your larger elite bosses here. Again, tons of detail, tons of characters, things just straight out of the video game there for it. Moses' upgraded Iron Bear, which is just a death dealer in this game. It's so fantastic. You ever get outnumbered and you bring this thing out and this just mows people down with the minigun, it is awesome. I can't wait to paint this thing, but it's going to be really, really good to see on the board and giving you that feel of just that chaos that you get in Borderlands. Here's the Psycho Reaver. He is the big boss of the game. Just tons of detail on this model. I mean, look, there's even a little dude captured in his cage. I have no clue I'm going to paint that, but I'll figure it out and I'm sure it'll look awesome. But I mean, just high quality, great detail on all these models. You were really getting a lot of bang for your buck. Now, there are a bunch of other models here, which I'll get to in a second there for you, but let's see what else we have in the box. So we have our character. We'll start over here with our character cards. So let's move this out of the way for now so you can see it. Now, first thing that we have is our character cards. So you see, we'll run through all these. You have Mose, Salvador, Amara, and Mordecai. So what's great about these is their characters, just like in Cyberpunk Red, you'll be able to see that these characters have all their abilities and all their actions on one card. So we take a look here. Let's go to, I always like going with Mose, which I think I took one too many cards. Okay, so Mose is great because you can see she's got 3 actions, green, yellow, and yellow. Again, we'll go over the reaction system in a bit. These are her extra skills. She gets +3 to range shooting, +2 on tech checks, and then also +1 evade, helpful against shooting against. But she has a special ability called the Iron Bear. So every single turn, she will add a badass dice onto her card, and once you have 3, you can then upgrade to the Iron Bear there for you for a single turn. Tells you what her starting equipment is. And then again, it upgrades to the Iron Bear, which you see has 4 actions, 2 greens and 2 yellows, but then has a special cooldown effect, minigun, and the Bear Fists. +3 to its shooting, +3 to its melee, +2 to a gear check as well. So when this thing comes out for a single turn, it can do a lot of really good things for your players. But every single character has their own player card. This is Amara with their special ability, and this is just their base ability and everything like that, because every single character comes with 3 skill trees that you have. So if anyone's not familiar with an RPG, these skill trees are what level your character up and make them really truly powerful there for you for when you're playing. So you can pick and choose as you level up, as the game continues on, what chart you want to move down and want to get to something special. You can't level up to all of them, but you can get pretty close. So you can really build your character however you want, getting new things. Like one of her first ability, Phase Cast, has short, medium, and long range. It's rapid 3, causes 3 damage, 3 attacks on every single spot, and this may only be used once per round there. But I mean, if you're outnumbered, you've got a bunch of guys bunched together, you hit them with a Phase Cast spell, and it's just absolutely devastating for the villains. So you can build this up constantly, playing your character however you want, so you get that RPG, you get that campaign feeling that your characters are getting more and more powerful as the game gets more and more difficult there for you. So every character, like I said, has their own player card, has their own abilities and things like that. So everyone is unique. Everyone's not just the same character reskinned with a different model. So you're going to get that feel of, well, Mordecai's a good long range guy, Moses is good with the Iron Bear, Salvador's good with guns, and so on and so forth. Next, we have our villain cards. Now, the villain cards are really great because they are controlled all by the game there for you. So you can see you've got a ton of characters coming. Everyone that you've encountered in the Borderlands games is going to be in these books. So regular attackers or also generic villains and things, but also named characters as well. So like the Psycho Reaver, the Raging Goliath, and so on. So it gets the Skags, which are always everywhere in Borderlands, and of course like shotgun tanks as well. So characters that you've run into in the video game, that you've defeated in the video game, are going to be in the board game there for you. And just like the heroes cards, every villain comes with their own card. So this is our generic Psycho, again the poster board of Borderlands, and it tells you everything that character can do. He's got a movement of 3, he's got armor of 6, so that's the target number you're trying to roll against his attacks. So they don't actually make a defense, you just have to beat that armor number, and if you do, it causes 1 damage. He only has 1 health. You would eliminate that character and then drop some loot. And loot is all the name of the game when it comes to Borderlands. So it has his attacks here. He's got a melee attack, which the fist is at range 1, and strength 7. So that's the number you have to defend against when trying to protect yourself against an attack. He has a special ability where he has a thrown axe. When the game calls for a special event, they will throw their axe to give him a little bit of a ranged attack as well. Now, the game also has this cool element where it punishes you for rolling poorly here for you. So if you ever roll a fumble, a 1 on any of the dice that you have, it is a fumble either on the attack or the defense. This game will have something happen to, like I said, to punish you for making that bad roll. So if I was making an attack and I rolled a 1, this character would then move 3 zones towards the Vault Hunter who just missed and then make an attack if able to. So they're punishing you for rolling poorly, and it's going to run at you and cause some chaos. If I'm ever defending and I roll a 1, I'll gain deadly. In this game, deadly means it causes 2 damage instead of 1 there for you. So again, just a lot of thematic, a lot of cinematic events are going to be happening. The Marauder was a little bit tougher, a little bit more of a variant, has a ranged attack versus a melee. So again, you're going to be running into some great characters. Like I said earlier, the game is controlled entirely by the game itself. The villains are controlled. So Mr. Torgue is up in his tower and he's yelling down at the bad guys with a part of the announcements deck. The announcement deck is great because this tells you what exactly these characters are going to be doing over the next few rounds. So again, you got a bunch in here, so you got a ton of replayability. But what happens is we lay out 3 cards in a row for you, and this tells you exactly what's going to be happening over the next 3 turns. So once all the heroes have gone and they've completed all their actions, then what's going to happen is we are going to run down the next available card. So this one here, this is a higher level. It's level 3. All the villains will move, all the villains will spawn, all the villains will attack, then a special event happens, and then all the Vault Hunters are out of ammo. You can see everything is different. So once one of those is completed, it gets returned to the deck. These 2 move down the line, and the next one comes out there for you. So this way you can kind of put some tactics on the board and say, well, I've got to eliminate an objective first, or I've got to kill more of these villains because next turn it's going to get real bad for us. So we got to figure out what to do. Figure out how to play or how to work together, because you have to work together in this game. You will always be outnumbered, but you'll never be outgunned. So if you got the right tactics and roll hot, you'll be able to win these objectives. But these are always going to change there for you depending on the level. So again, a lot of replayability. It's a lot of great stuff to have. Next thing we're going to show you over here, we've got some extra special event cards here. Let me show you here. So some special event cards. This is when a special event happens in the game. This changes up what may happen in the game to make it ultimately more difficult or more cinematic or more fun there for you. So you're going to have some crazy time playing this game because Mr. Torgue wants to make this as entertaining as possible for us. Like Pinata time. Place this card next to the board and discard it at the end of the next Vault Hunter turn. While this card is in play, all enemies drop 1 additional loot token. So again, could be something that benefits it, but it also could be something that doesn't benefit there for you. Roid Rage, the Vault Hunter who activated most recently, is out of ammo, plus a whole bunch of other things there for you. So it's going to change the game. You're never going to have the same game twice, but it's going to be cinematic and super fun, and a lot of fun for your players while you're doing there. Next thing we'll go into, this is our Spotlight cards. Now the Spotlight cards are great because basically this helps determine where the bad guys attack. It gives you a little bit target priority there for you. So when you do something cool in the game, these will be set up before the game starts to every single character. Well, when you do something awesome, the spotlight goes to you and all the bad guys are going to go to you because that's the most entertaining for Mr. Torgue and the people watching. So this one here, impressive. When you take out 3 or more enemies in one activation, gain the spotlight token. So the spotlight token will be moving around as the game progresses, and these villains are going to be trying to attack whoever has the spotlight for you. Brutal. Whenever you roll a critical on an attack, gain the spotlight token. So, hey, I just rolled this critical, but wait, now they're all mad and they're all going to come get me. So these are going to be assigned to the characters before the game starts, and they're going to keep moving. They're going to keep changing there for you guys. So it's not just all the villains going after the nearest guy, or all the villains go after one single character, and gets a little bit overwhelming there for you. So that's going to make the game more cinematic and just ultimately more fun to play. Then you've got your bounty cards. Bounty cards are cool because they give you special attacks on named characters, which can get you better weapons and better gear and stuff like that. Giving even more value to this game, more replayability, because these can all change there for you. You can do a lot of things and that you did in a single game or never do them again or something like that. Can outsmart me. This will go against the Tink of Cunning. Gets you a special gear, special events and everything. The Gauntlet. The Vault Hunter. The Vault Hunters win when there are no enemies remaining in play. So again, this is going to give you even more playability, more value out of the game that you have. So that's that. Next thing we're going to look at too, and this is what everyone always asks me first about, is guns. Borderlands is all about guns and explosions and loot, and let's start with the guns that we have here. This is just one half of the gun deck that we have, and you can see it is stacked, absolutely stacked with pistols, shotguns, assault rifles, sniper rifles, rocket launchers, melee weapons. Everything that you want to possibly carry in the game is in Borderlands. Things that you've seen in the video games, even some new stuff that you've never may have seen before, is all ready to go for you. And just like every single other card that we have, it's everything you need to know is going to be on the card there for you. So here's a shot of a quick shot pistol. The quick shot pistol's nice. It's a pistol made by Theodore. It's got range of red, which is short, yellow, which is medium, has no extra bonuses there for you. So it's just a good, utility gun to have. Helps out in a pinch, but let's look at something like this. This is the shrinking lasting Pocky Rocket. So it is got a pistol weapon. She'll get range short or medium, but it also has cryo and explosive crits. Explosive crits means if you roll a critical, it'll cause explosive damage and hurt multiple people in the same spot. Cryo means it's going to cause some frost damage there for you. So again, we'll get to that in a minute of what it is. It tells you what it's made by Mr. Torgue, but you're getting a ton of things. Here's the Storming Maslow. Range medium and long, rapid fire 2, you're firing 2 shots. It's a shock weapon. So not only are you going to be able to do extra damage with these special weapon effects, but you may need to have the special weapon for the job. Some guy who may be immune to incendiary but weak to shock or weak to your frost, you got to have the right tool for the job there for you. So again, there are just tons of guns, tons of weapons that are going to be able to be purchased. They're going to fall out after defeating enemies. This is what Borderlands is all about. This is what you want in a Borderlands game. You want a ton of that loot tokens to come out there and do just a lot of crazy fun things. You're going to find things at vending machines, and loot boxes and mailboxes or things like that you can open up. Here's Dr. Zed's meds. These are going to be your shields. These are going to be your extra bonuses. And shields are great because you can add them onto your character, helps mitigate some of that defense some of the damage that you are going to take. They're greens are better than yellows and reds. They look at you a little bit more survivability and things like that. So you're going to be able to really, really beef up your character with the right tools and the right equipment to make them the most powerful Vault Hunter they can be. Next thing we have here, one of those special loot tokens that'll drop, and again, I'll show you that in a bit, is Mr. Torgue's legendary weapon. So like in Borderlands, like any RPG or anything like that, you're going to have different values to your weapons and gear, and Mr. Torgue's are the top notch there for you. You're going to get the best grenades, the best gear and everything like that. There's special guns in there. The double penetrating occultist, range short to medium, incendiary, deadly, small clip. This is a pistol, a legendary pistol. Things that when you get these guns, these are going to help make or break your experience because they are just that good. They are really, really powerful equipment that you add to your character to really, really bring them to the next level there for you. So we got a whole stack of those. So again, you're never going to get the same gear twice when you're playing through here. You got a ton of replayability and everything. You search one of the ammo dumps that you see here, you're going to find your grenades. You're going to find your extra abilities. Again, everything to help fight those hordes and hordes of bad guys that are coming against you, we've got the gear for you guys. Like I said, you're going to always be outnumbered. You'll never be outgunned, though. And that, again, that's Borderlands to the T there for you. So that's essentially the cards you're going to be getting in the pack here, and I'll show you some other stuff that we may have. Our reaction dice, similar to our Cyberpunk Red Combat Zone. You're going to get a stack of just beautiful dice, nice, clear numbers, easy to see and everything like that. But again, total quality in everything that we do here. But what's great about this is you're going to get one of these unique purple D4s. The D4 is good because that helps show you the extra damage or extra events that may happen from your special enhanced weapons. If it's got cryo, if it's got incendiary, slag, or radioactive, you're going to also roll one of these dice on there to do some additional damage there for you guys. Like I said, criticals are super powerful, so if you ever see the skull, that's good. It means you do it a critical, but fumbles are super bad. And that's when all the crazy things start happening there for you. So these dice are, the highest quality and everything. Really, really good to have it just in any form of the game. The greens are D12s, the yellows are D8s, the reds are D6s. We have our D4s. The black dice, again, similar to our Cyberpunk, is the event environment dice. So if you ever need to roll to unlock a crate or, make a jump or defuse a bomb or place an objective, you're going to roll against this D10, and that'll help you determine if you are successful or not, depending on the skills that you may have. The next thing I'm going to show you here is just more of the models we have in the box. Take this plastic off here for you, so you're not so much of a glare. But these are going to be your low-level guys. These are going to be the meat grinder people that you're going to be fighting again and again. But again, you got your Psycho characters that are all recognizable immediately in the Borderlands games. You've got your Skag, a nice adult Skag and everything. And of course, you also have the little crazy tanks, which I love. Tanks are awesome. They run around like that high-pitched voice, and they're super crazy. You have your Psychos. Really, really cool effect there for you guys. And what's also great is in the box, too, you're going to have these rings that go around some of the bases, which help pick out that this is a more elite character, a special character, the one you're going for, the one that you have to defeat in an objective or something. So these bases go right onto any of these characters, so it levels up. So it's like, instead of a regular tank, it's a named tank, and that's going to be the person you're going after on a bounty and things like that. So again, nice little addition to have there for you. Underneath these guys, this is where you get into your board pieces. Now, board pieces are great. Let me take these out of the box here for you. So these are super great because they are highly detailed. They've got nice artwork on them. They are double-sided, which is great. And when the time comes, you pop these things out and they're ready to go, and these help build the ultimate board for you. So following what you have in the scenario books there for you, you're going to build the board that you need to for that specific mission. And these pop right out there for you, and they also do go back in. Just takes a little bit of time and effort, but you'll be able to use these again and again. The multiple scenarios we have, we're going to have more scenarios as time goes by. You can create your own, build your own arena map there for you. The sky's the limit there for you. But you'll be able to have everything you need to get a board ready to go. And like I said, it's got that great artwork that you're familiar with from Borderlands. And it looks fantastic for you on your table when you get ready to go. And it's super easy to do. It takes 2 minutes to set the board up, get everything laid out, just following according what goes on in the scenario book, and it's really, really awesome. Now again, I said earlier, and I do apologize for it, I popped all of the tokens out on the token sheet, so I could not show it to you easy, but I did promise to show you, and I'm a man of my word. So in our loot token, again, with Claptrap on there for you, every time you defeat a villain, you're going to reach in and randomly draw one of these tokens from the pack, and this is the loot that drops out onto the board there for you. So you're getting a ton of things there, and everyone's got a little bit of different here. So this one's a gun, and if you pick this up, it lets you change a gun that you have in your hand for free, which is awesome. You've got health. You're going to be taking some damage. It's nice to get some health back there for you. And what's great is a lot of these things have monetary value on the back there for you. So if you don't need a health, you can hold on to this, save it, and in between rounds, you can trade it in to buy better gear or use it to respawn. If your character ever runs out of bullets, you pick up some ammo, lets you reload. Again, monetary value on the back. What else do we have here? Now, well, these are one of the greats. This is how you pick up Torgue's special legendary weapons. So randomly, one of these is going to drop. And it's going to become a race here. It's, yeah, we're working together in a co-op mission, but you know what? I want that shiny gun over there, or that shiny piece of armor. So I'm going to run over there and scoop that up instead of helping you. So again, it's a little bit of that, take that, but ultimately you are working together. Got a monetary value on there. And this is a really good one here because this lets you level up in the middle of a turn. So in the middle of a game, you're playing, all of a sudden you complete something, you scoop up one of these and your character levels up and you get that much more powerful right on the fly. Here's one of the bounty tokens here. So again, this will make a bounty character, a bounty event that pops up. So you're finding a ton of great stuff. You're always going to be scooping up money, scooping up credits. Money's good because, like I said, it helps you respawn there for you. But again, you're going to get a ton of this. These things are going to be all over the board because there are villains all over the place. So let's just move these out of the way and we'll get into our actual tokens and stuff. But you can see sturdy cardboard, looks really good. Doesn't really bend unless you really wanted it to. And what I did here was I put everything into a nice little tackle box. It's kind of my organizational style when getting these larger games with the tons of tokens. But I'll run through what I have, everything for you guys. Just give you a little bit of a display of what's in it. So just give me one moment. So just like Cyberpunk, following that reaction system that Monster Fight Club has created, you're going to get your action tokens. So every character starts with a green and 2 yellow tokens. And as you're completing your actions or whatever you're doing, you flip these over and they go to there. If you take damage and everything, your green D12 may drop to a red D6 there for you. And if you get all 3 damage, is what you're called red line, you're going to do that classic fight for your life, which is, familiar with Borderlands, where if you can cause defeat one extra enemy with an action, your character will fully come back into the game there and everything ready to go. So you're going to take damage, you're going to get knocked down, but keep fighting and you can easily get back up. So that's the action tokens that we have here. You're going to get varying shield tokens, because again, shields are super important, of the same colors, because the greens are a little bit more powerful than yellows, and yellows are a little bit more powerful than reds. So they're going to be active, they're going to be shattered there for you. Great artwork, it looks fantastic there for you. So it's good to have. Shields will definitely help make or break a success in a scenario, and it's always good to have. You're going to get some reward tokens and badass tokens. Let me show you these. So here's some more of these awesome tokens they have. Again, sturdy, nice artwork. They're not going to bend. They're not going to break. Treat them with a little bit of care, and you can hold on to these for a long time. These are our Tiny Tina bombs. Some of the objectives do have bombs that she lays out there for you. Here's one of the loot boxes you may find. Open it up, and it gives you another bomb. So it's a little bit of a find something good, and things can really help you out. Here's another example of some of the loot tokens that we have. Things you're going to be seeing from the game. Vending machines, cases. You open them up and this one gives you a Torgue weapon. Super awesome. This one is a ammo vending machine. Once you use it, it's then been used. Over here, another case. You open it up, $500 gold, or $500. Excellent things to have in this game. So again, you're getting a lot of great components. Another $500 one. So again, you want to be doing that vault hunting, you want to be doing that searching and things like that. Everything that is in Borderlands the game, we wanted to make in our scenario. So computer terminals, great for objectives, gives you a little bit of food, tires and stuff, which is a little bit of kind of some mobile terrain. Barrels. So hey, you're outnumbered. All of a sudden they're running up. All the villains are running next to a barrel. Well, you find out that barrel does slag damage or does cryo or incendiary damage. You shoot the barrel and blow up and cause multiple wounds. That helps stem the tide there for you. So a lot of really great components in this game. A lot of great tokens and everything. And most importantly, like I said, with all those weapons that have these different abilities and different actions, you're going to get tokens to mark all of these things. So let me lay out a couple here for you. So you're going to get a mountain of these, just as much as the loot tokens, if not more, which is just everything you want. It's gonna look awesome on the board when you're just dealing out all this damage, and all these great things are on the board there for you. So here's a couple examples. You've got your shock damage, you've got incendiary, you've got radioactive, you've got slag, you've got cryo. So the possibilities are endless. You're using the right gun at the right time, and you're dealing extra damage when you need it. Could, you know, give you that one extra point of damage there for you that defeats the bad guy or anything. But also at the same time, they may have a weapon that causes some damage that are attacking you. So you need to be ready to be able to fight. And here's just, I mean, these are just a part of them. Just one of the little slots here I have in my tackle box. But again, these things are abundant. They're just really, really high quality. The artwork is fantastic on every component of this game. So the retail price for the core box is going to be $120, and you can see you're getting a mountain of stuff in this game. You're going to be able to play this again and again, and we've got more and more expansions coming, more and more things that are going to be available for you. So if you're a fan of Borderlands, we highly recommend that you reach out to your retail store and pick up a copy of this. You'll love every second. Everyone who's played it has been like, man, it is Borderlands on a board, which is really, really great. So check it out, monsterfightclub.com. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions or comments, you know, leave them down below or send us an email to info@monsterfightclub.com. We'd love to chat about it, love to answer any questions you may have, and thanks for tuning in. I'm Dan from Monster Fight Club, and see you next time.